I was just looking back there at your stats, and I can't believe it's been 10 years already since you started making your way in Scottish football. What's your memories of coming up to Scotland and eventually joining Arbroath?
Yeah, obviously, initially, I'd just come out of the academy system at Leeds United, which I was obviously gutted about as being my home club, and I'd spent a lot of years there. And I got a phone call off an agent at the time, just asking would I go up to Scotland initially. And I absolutely jumped at the chance. I was lucky enough to sign under Derek McInnes at St Johnstone. And within that time, I was lucky enough to obviously play alongside at the time Paul Sheeran, who phoned me up that summer after not earning myself another contract and an extension at St Johnstone, and he'd just got the player manager role, and asked would I be interested in joining on his start of his managerial career. And I assessed my options, and I felt it was the right time. It was the right club at the right time for me, and I don't regret the decision at all. I absolutely loved it, and I'm very thankful to Paul and also Arbroath Football Club for giving me that first opportunity when I was back 19, 20 years old in men's football, as I called it. Do you know what I mean? So it was my real first experience of first team football, and I was just delighted to grasp the opportunity with both hands.
When you look at your time at Arbroath, as you said there, when you got the chance to go at 19, 20-year-old, it was maybe a big decision for you to maybe go to a part-time team away from home in Scotland, but you made that decision and it proved key in the end because you were so successful there that you got your move back into full-time football. I suppose you ticked all the boxes that you would have hoped to have done when you joined them.
Yeah, well, I was very lucky with the relationship that I managed to build in a short space of time with Derek McInnes, and the close relationship that he had with Paul Sheeran as well to help him out. I was able to, obviously, I knew I was going part-time with Arbroath, but I was in a very lucky situation that Derek obviously gave me the opportunity to stay training full-time with St Johnstone, and not just St Johnstone, with their first team as well, with the likes of Jody Morris and people like that who I was able to learn a lot from, and it massively helped. Even though I had made the jump part-time, I was still in a full-time environment, as well as getting my training on a Tuesday and Thursday nights with Arbroath and playing my Saturdays, which I was needing at that time to do. So it was at first I could have quite easily come back home, maybe gone down the route of joining a part-time club down here, but I felt that there was a real opportunity to go and go away from home, which I didn't mind doing. I absolutely loved it in Scotland. I was in Perth at the time, and look, there were some really good people that made the decision very easy for me, moving away all that way at a really young age. But look, I look back and with really, really good memories, and we was lucky enough, to get off to a great start at Arbroath under Paul, and I learned a lot from him, and what he gave me the belief and the confidence that I just needed to back up the ability that I felt that I had.
Because you'd been so successful with Arbroath, was it a difficult decision to leave, even though you knew you were moving up a division and going back to full-time football?
Yeah, just because of the relationship, again, like I spoke about, that I have with Paul, and I still have a very close relationship with him. But I always said to him, he knew from what I wanted to do. And I think, to be honest, he took a lot of pleasure in seeing me, develop under him, working with him closely to then get my opportunity to go back to Dunfermline. I spoke to him a lot, in that decision of making a step back up. And, when the likes of somebody like Jim Jeffries come in for me, with Paul knowing, the experience that Jim had, it were a no-brainer. And look, I would just, I left on really, really good terms. The people at Arbroath, there's still a lot of familiar faces that I see. They're a fantastic football club, and I'm delighted that they're having so much good times as well at the minute, because they fully deserve it. They were a very family feel club. They made me feel, not just myself, but my family, that every time that they come up to visit, they took myself and everybody in, and all my family in, and we had some, like I say, some really good times, and we managed to win a league title, which it was the first in their 133-year history. So I walk away when I did, having left, with a medal around my neck. I know that we didn't achieve the second promotion that I was desperate for at the time, but I like I say, I had some really good times there, and I thank him, for where I've got to now.
We know the kind of period that you had at Dunfermline had its ups and its downs, but ultimately, again, when you left with a medal round your neck. So how do you look back at your time with the Pars? Is it still a success in your eyes?
Oh yeah, I absolutely loved it. I think I've made that quite clear, when I was at the club, when I left the club, and even now when I'm speaking about it and speaking to you guys, do you know what I mean? It's a club that, I spent 4 years at, and for, yeah, it was a roller coaster ride, but I really do look at it as 4 amazing years. I know within that there was maybe one season where it just never clicked and it never worked out what I wanted to, but like you say, I managed to leave on a real high with another, a championship winning medal, and I'm very privileged to be able to say that, I've got a little bit of a history with the club in terms of, going down as a league winning team. So yeah. I look back and absolutely love the Pars, and I'm sure everybody, I'm not afraid to say that even still now, with everything that's going on, I make sure that I check the scores 100%, and I'm just delighted to see that they've got off to a fantastic start. They seem to have had a really good summer in terms of recruitment, and they look to be pushing at the top of the Championship and back, hopefully, fingers crossed, into the Scottish Premier League.
As you said, with Arbroath now in the Championship, Dunfermline pushing to try and get back into the Premiership. Having been at both of those clubs, do you feel that both clubs are meeting their potential, or still have a lot more to give in the time to come over the course of this season?
Yeah, definitely. Look, I'm sure they won't mind me saying this, Arbroath fans. I think they are well, and they're at the level that is incredible for them, really, in terms of where they where they've come from to be in the Championship and getting results and well established in that league now. I think they've spent a couple of years in there under a really good manager in Dick Campbell. So I think they're doing amazingly. But like you say, I think the Pars and Dunfermline, for me, when I joined the club, it was a Premier League club, and I'm sure everybody believes that. The size of the club and the fans. The loyalty that the fans have for the football club is honestly, it's the stadium, the facilities, everything about it. It is a Premier League club, and it's been a long time since they've been back there. And let's hope this year that Stevie and the manager can get the club back into the promised land, if you like, and back in amongst the top league in Scotland.
For yourself personally, having left Dunfermline and moved back down south, I know you had a spell at Darlington, but I suppose more so your time since you've went to Harrogate. It's been one of those kind of crazy journeys again that you've been on with Arbroath, with Dunfermline. It seems to have been a kind of theme where you go on this roller coaster ride, but has it been almost better than you could have hoped for when you joined Harrogate, the progress that's been made in such a short space of time?
Yeah, definitely. When I first joined the club, it kind of fell in at a time which was perfect for me. Obviously, I had a bit of a struggle year in terms of moving back home and leaving Dunfermline, which were obviously I was absolutely gutted about at the time, but managed to get my head down, work hard, and try and again put myself in a position where I was able to join a full-time club, which Harrogate, at that time, the first year ever that they made that decision to move to a full-time professional football club, was perfect for me. And yeah, literally since day one I've got here, it's just been an amazing, successful ride really that I've been on, and the football club has just come so far in such a small space of time that it's just been incredible, and you have to pinch yourself, do you know what I mean? Because I've managed to win another 2 promotions under my belt, and that's given me, memories that I'll keep again. When you win things, I think that you you don't understand that feeling. That feeling is just incredible, and to be able to have had that 4 times once with Arbroath, once with Dunfermline, and now twice with Harrogate, it's real standout, moments that when I talk about my career, they are the 4 special moments that I've had. Do you know what I mean? Because that feeling when you know that you've set out at the start of the season to achieve what you wanted, it's a real special feeling. It's hard to describe.